Poker Tour. The biggest games, the greatest players, and the largest payouts on the planet. The WPT is a series of international high-stakes poker tournaments that can turn amateur players into millionaires and make professionals into superstars. With millions of dollars on the line, it's time for these 5 players to live the dream of fame, fortune, and the one thing money can't buy, a WPT title. Tonight on the World Poker Tour.
From Southern California and the world-renowned Commerce Casino, tonight we bring you the exciting conclusion of the $6.7 million LA Poker Classic. Hi everyone, I'm Mike Sexton along with Vince Van Patten, and this is the WPT. Tonight, you're joining us from the largest poker room in the world, where the winner is going to take home over $1.6 million.
And we've already seen some very exciting poker play, but in case you missed some of the action, here's some highlights to get you up to speed.
It's not often that you see 6 pro players make it to one of these final tables.
Garrett Goulian wants to be a 2-time WPT champion. After that hand, nicely played, he's on his way.
But what about that bet by Ben Wynn? His 2 pair took down the pot, even though his opponent had a straight. Cornell is going to win this pot.
Well, the 22-year-old gets his hand caught in the cookie jar right there.
Well, here goes Chris Ferguson again with the all-in bet.
A pass.
Pat lays his hand down.
Just don't want to double up. The man they call Jesus.
Chris Ferguson has called all his money off.
His dream of becoming a WPT champion slipping away.
Cornell Simpan, very excited, did knock Chris Ferguson out of this tournament. We started out 5 days ago with 696 players, all putting up $10,000 in cold hard cash to enter.
That's right, Mike, and now we are down to these 5 players.
Well, here's an old familiar face. Chris Goulian became a WPT champion back in season 1 at the Legends of Poker, where he became a local legend here in LA.
And on the short stack is a high-stakes cash game player out of St. Louis, Missouri.
We've also got a fearless 22-year-old online pro.
But the men to beat are our chip leaders, Cornell Simpan, who won a seat in the $1,000 satellite, and Ben Wynn, a cash game specialist playing in his first $10,000 buy-in tournament. And Mike, these guys are going to be tough to get by.
Well, we shall see. We do know there's over $1.6 million going to the winner tonight, as well as a coveted WPT title, so this figures to be another classic battle at the Commerce. But Vince, it's anybody's guess as who's going to take the crown tonight.
Okay, only one way to find out. Let's go watch some gambo.
Well, this is the biggest event on the WPT this season. Big money up for grabs, as you can see. First place over $1.6 million. Second place $935,000. $654 for third, $430 for fourth, and $310 for fifth.
Going to the table, it is on the chip leader, Ben Wynn. He's got close to $3.8 million in chips, and he's going to throw it away. And now, Cornell Simpan, the pro from Houston. He's got a big hand. Ace, queen of hearts, got to raise.
250.
Well, he is going to raise it. Makes it $250,000 to go. And with the 10,000 ante, blinds are 50 and 100,000.
Next to act, Pat Walsh. He's got a king-8. He's got the button.
Well, he's got position, but he doesn't have much of a hand. Pat right now on the short stack with just over 1.5 million in chips, but...
All right.
Wow, Vince, look at this. He is going to raise it here on the short stack with just a king-8 offsuit. What a bold play here.
Yeah, it's going to make it $750,000 to go. Chris and Mike quickly fold.
All right, back to Cornell Simpan. Well, he's made the call. So a nice pot developing. Well over $1.5 million in the pot right now.
And a big one, Pat.
Well, Pat not too thrilled with things right now. Let's see what develops on the flop here. Oh, a king comes on the flop. Pat Walsh has taken the lead. Actions on Cornell Simpan.
I'm all in.
And he's moved all in.
Well, he's just making that bet, just praying that Pat Walsh doesn't have a king.
Well, look, if you're going to raise it with a king-8 offsuit and then hit top pair, you got to go with it, don't you, Vince?
I would think so.
I got a call.
Well, of course, he's got a call. He's got over half his money in the pot already. Here goes the other half.
King? No.
So a massive pot here, over $3.3 million in this pot. Well, Cornell a little upset. He can see that the guy was just trying to make a move on him here. He didn't set him all in before the flop. He got out flopped. Now Cornell's going to have to get lucky to win this pot. Going to have to catch an ace or 2 running cards to make a straight. 2 queens would do it, but right now, Pat Walsh in great shape to double up.
Thanks.
2 cards to come.
Well, a deuce comes off, so we're
Medium.
going to the river.
Medium.
Pat just has to dodge an ace to double up here.
And the Houston Bandit outdraw Pat Walsh. We will see. River card coming up.
Maybe.
Well, the 9 of spades comes off on the river. Pat Walsh has doubled up.
So Pat Walsh doing the wrong thing at the right time makes it pay off.
Vince, it was the right thing at the right time, looks like to me.
There's one poker warrior right there, and we're just getting underway. We'll be right back on the World Poker Tour.
Well, you know, because sometimes when you win one, they say, oh, one-time wonder.
I knew I was going to win because I'm the best.
I need to win this one so I can show it's not a one-time. So hopefully I'll play well and get lucky and I'll win. I'll be king of LA. I'll have 2 of them there.
Welcome back to the LA Poker Classic. That is Chris Karagoulian going after his second WPT title. Will he get it here tonight?
What he was saying is anybody can win a poker tournament, but when you're a multiple champion out here in the World Poker Tour, heads turn everywhere you go.
Action on the Houston Bandit, Cornell Simpan, out of Houston, Texas. Quickly folds a queen deuce. Now Pat Walsh with a 10-5, won't play that.
Over to our WPT champ, got an ace-10 on the button. He raises it up.
He's at 300,000 to go. Mike Sowers out, but Ben Wynn with ace-king behind him.
All in.
Says all in.
All in?
Well, Chris couldn't even hardly get that out. You're all in as he squeakily says that.
Like a trick voice we heard there.
Well, he knows that Ben has him covered, so he'd have to put all his chips in to play this hand. And we're talking about a lot of chips here, folks. Over 2 million in chips.
Hate this ace-10.
Chris is going to make a very good laydown. Shows the ace-10.
What did you have?
Ace-10 beat.
What was it?
Better than ace-10.
Picking up me today, huh?
I'm not picking on you. I had a
So
better
far you
hand.
are.
It's not personal.
I know it's not personal. They'll turn around. I haven't had good hands. They'll turn around.
I know. I'm not doing it with trash hands. I didn't have to do 7.
There's no reason for explanation, boys. This is poker.
Sometimes you do think somebody's just raising you all the time, don't you, Vince? But you stop them by playing with them.
All right, Chris Karagoulian once again looking at a hand. He's got San Francisco, 49er. He folds. Mike Sowers also going out. And now Ben Wynn getting loaded up again with a king-10 of spades. Makes it 225.
Well, not a bad hand on the button when you're up against the 2 blinds.
Cornell Simpan out.
Now around to Pat Walsh. He's got king-jack. He's got Kojak. He's going to make the call out of the big blind. As the cards lie, he has been dominated here. King-jack versus king-10. Here's the flop. Well, it's come 10-9-4. Ben out in front now with the 2 10s.
But Pat is going to check with his inside straight draw. Ben with top pair. Momentum. And Ben is going to make a continuation bet.
Well, he's got top pair here. Why not bet it? 300,000. Well, Pat looking down. Maybe to see if he had any diamonds to go with it, but he's got the gut shot straight, but he might think that a king or a jack would give him the lead as well. So looking for a picture card. Well, Pat's going to make the call. Going to look him up here, as we say. Try to hit his hand.
Pat is 33 years old. He studied business and criminal justice at Missouri State. Smart guy.
Well, 5 of hearts on the turn.
No help for Pat. He checks.
Well, Ben is reaching for chips. And it's twice as many chips, it looks like, as last time. Yep, 600,000 to bet this time.
He's going to make Pat Walsh pay for it if he wants to stick around. Every decision so crucial here on the WPT.
He's calling 600,000 with a gut shot straight draw. Vince, I don't like this play.
Slop time at the Commerce.
Let's see if he can get lucky here.
You never know. Will he hit? No, not to be. A 7 of hearts on the river. So nothing materializing, and he's going to check it. Put up the white flag.
Ben probably happy to check it down with just the 1 pair of 10s.
I have a 10.
Then indeed he does.
Good.
He's going to win the pot with 2 10s. And I would think Pat would be chastising himself a little bit, Vince, for calling that $600,000 bet on the turn.
Oh, that is just a complete debacle there by Pat Walsh. Now we got the chanting crew out here for Ben Wynn as he takes down 2 in a row. He's the chip leader with over 5.3 million.
Well, Vince, he is ecstatic right now to be the big chip leader with 5 players left, playing in his first ever WPT event.
Huge money at stake. Let's go to the table. Mike Sowers.
Well, the 22-year-old online pro, he goes away.
And now our chip leader, Ben Wynn, again getting chips out. He has just an ace-7. He's going to put in $250,000.
Why not, Vince? Why not go for the hat trick? You're running well. You're the chip leader. Go ahead and raise them up.
The Houston Bandit goes out. Pat Walls quickly folding. But Chris Garagoulian with a 9-8.
Well, he's got 100,000 out there in the big blind. Wants to see a flop. Here it is. Well, king, king, 10 with 2 spades. No help to either player. Chris checks.
And Ben not going for the continuation bet. He checks as well. Turn card coming up.
Well, just wants to hope his ace high is the best hand. He can get by with it.
No help for either player with a deuce of diamonds. Chris checks.
No sense in betting here. All you can do is get raised probably. So Ben is going to check again on the turn. Here comes that river card. Well, 7 of diamonds comes off. Gives Ben 2 sevens, but the ace high was already good. Well, Chris thinks the only way he can win it is to bet at it, so he's going to take a shot here. 425,000. And Vince, if you're sitting in Ben's seat, you're probably saying to yourself, this guy either had to be trapping on the flop of the turn or he's bluffing right now.
Ben's girlfriend, Irene, sweating her man. A little decision here right now. This would be an excellent call.
And I'd be a little surprised if he doesn't make the call. And he is going to make the call.
Oh, boy.
Well, Chris waited a little bit too late to try to bluff at this pot, man. Sometimes you got to either start bluffing on the flop of the turn if you're going to bluff on the river. It cost him there.
Ben Wynn is hotter than my cousin's gold Rolex right now.
What a lucky sell.
3 in a row. He's our major chip leader. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
The whole tournament, I was short stack. Coming into the final 20, I was at the bottom. I was number 20th in chips. Do I have a chance to win this tournament? I think I'm destined to win it.
We are back here at the World Poker Tour. And there you see the Houston Bandit, Cornell Simpan, exuding confidence. He believes he can win the 1.6.
Well, Vince, he was the low man with 20 players left. He's the low man with 5 players left. Let's see if he can do it.
Right now, Ben Wynn is our chip leader with $6 million. Action goes to him. The Mucka Jack 6.
Well, that's around the Cornell Simpan. 9-10 suited. He says this is his favorite hand.
I'm all in.
Wow.
Yep.
He's betting it like it's his favorite hand. He's moving all in with 10 high, folks.
Pat Walsh, though, behind him with a king 10. Won't play it. Garagoulian out.
Mike Sowers out as well. So he shows everybody the 10 high. He moved all in with it to pick up the blinds and ante. So
Very dramatically shows the push. This guy has some game.
Had you in bad shape.
well, right now, Amanda Leatherman standing by with Michael the Grinder Mizrachi, former champion of this event.
What are you doing in here?
Well, I was searching I just want to remember, actually from the past, 4 years ago, what it was like to make a WT final table.
You did win this event. What do you think's going through these people's minds right now?
Everybody wants to win it, but I mean, you're going to be heartbroken if you finish anywhere from 2nd to 5th. But a week later from now, it's like, wow, I got $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 more in my pocket. So it's a good thing, and then they'll look forward to the next event. And you know, there's always just one winner when it comes out at the end of the day.
All right, Grinder. Well, hopefully we'll see you at one of these again soon.
Thanks, Amanda.
All right, let's get back to the action.
Well, that was well stated by the WPT champ, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi. He's exactly right. You're saddened if you don't win tonight, but when you check your bank account next week, you're going to be happy with your performance here.
To the table we go, a couple folds, and now the online kid, Mike Sowers, with a big king, queen, suited up of clubs. He's raised it to $250,000 to go. But our chip leader, Ben Wynn, he has a pretty good pair of 7s right behind him.
Well, you always suspect the guy on the button's making some type of move at you when you're in the blinds and everybody's folded to him and he raises it.
I'll raise it.
So Ben Wynn is going to raise with the 2 7s. I like this play.
He's going to test the water. It's an additional $500,000.
So $750,000 the bet.
To Cornell, he's got a king 10 of spades in the big blind.
And the pot's been raised and re-raised. You're not going to get involved with this.
I'm all in.
Now look at this. Online kid is going all in over the top.
Without hesitation, Vince. Whoa. He sets all of his money out there, $2.8 million.
You start with 2.8.
Well, this is a huge
Go a little more than 2.8.
re-raise here. It's going to cost Ben Wynn over $2 million more to call. Now he is the chip leader, and we'll have several million left even if he calls and loses this pot, but that is a huge amount of money to call with just middle pair.
How do you have the guts to come back over the top with just king, queen of clubs?
1.5.
I told you Mike Sowers has got a lot of heart. Make no mistake about that. 22-year-old kid going for $1.6 million, but right now he's holding his breath, hoping Ben Wynn goes away.
$3.5 million, part 2. 2.6 to call. 2.6 or 2.0?
I'll tell you something. If Mike Sowers wins this hand, I'm getting one of those hats and glasses.
All right, I call.
Oh, Ben Wynn has made the call. He is gambling with the 2 walking sticks. And we have a classic race situation for a pot that's got over $5.7 million in it.
You got this, Sowers.
Whoever wins this pot will be the massive chip leader at this final table. And if Mike Sowers does not win it, he'll be out of here in 5th place.
Here's the first 3.
Well, Mike Sowers hit the queen on the flop. Mike Sowers has taken the lead with 2 queens, but Vince, the guy doesn't flinch. He knows it's not over.
And look at Ben Wynn looking sadder than an exhibitionist on a deserted island. That is just not the flop he wanted to see.
Well, Vince, he knows he's got to catch a 7 or 2 running spades to make a flush or 2 running cards to make a straight. 5 comes on the turn, making a pair of 5s on the board. So we are down to the river card. Ben Wynn must catch a 7 to win this pot. Otherwise, Mike Sowers is going to double up.
Here comes the river card. It's a 10 of diamonds.
So there you go. This 22-year-old is now the chip leader at this final table.
He is the online king. He's our chip king right now. We're coming back with more on the World Poker Tour.
Find out how to become the next WPT champion
at worldpokertour.com.
I mean, the money's nice, but to be a WPT champion, that's the ultimate dream. Yeah! It's like winning the Super Bowl for a football player, you know. 2nd place is nice, but I always feel like 2nd place is just the first loser.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We are in LA for the LA Poker Classic. Land of the sun, starlets, and bad beat stories. We are down to 5 players.
And right now our chip leader is 22-year-old Mike Sowers with over $5.7 million in chips. Over to our WPT champ, Chris Karagulian.
Quickly folds his hand.
Now Mike Sowers still stacking up chips from the last pot. Lays this hand down.
And now Ben Wynn with the button and a tasty little ace-jack of hearts. Going to make a raise to $250,000.
Well, he's raising on the button. Cornell Sempan going out.
And to beat is Pat Walsh, who has an ace-deuce. He's in the big blind.
All right.
Well, he says raise.
Oh, boy.
Well, he just thinks Ben might be making a move on the button. He's got an ace high. He's going to come over the top of him and test the water here. Let's see how much he's raising.
It looks like $700,000 in addition here.
Wow, a healthy re-raise by Pat Walsh here.
Just doesn't trust Ben. Thinks he's trying to steal it, but this could come back to bite him here.
Come on, in.
Ben coming back over the top, all in.
Well, Ben Wynn has moved all in, and unfortunately for Pat, he's looking at an ace-deuce. He's only got about $1 million left, but Vince, I believe the guy is priced in here, meaning there's over $3 million in the pot. He's getting over 3-to-1 odds on his money, and unless his opponent has specifically 2 aces, you know, I believe you almost have to call on this spot whether you like it or not.
Well, you're right, Mike. I think he is priced in, but it's the whole psychological dilemma. Do you want to go out of a WPT tournament with an ace-deuce?
You got me priced in.
He thinks he is. He's going to make the call. It's ace-jack versus ace-deuce.
Yeah, an ace.
A massive pot. Nearly $4.3 million in the pot.
That's ace-deuce, man.
And Pat Walsh is going to have to get lucky to stay alive.
Come on, deuce.
Yep, and he is rooting on his deuce.
One stuck out. I haven't stuck out yet.
The Midwest poker professional, Pat Walsh, in a lot of trouble right now.
And they probably wish he was from Minnesota right now, where it's the land of the lakes.
Come on, baby.
Because he needs a duck on the water here to stay alive.
Here comes the flop.
That's come 10, 10, 7.
There's 7 up there.
Well, now he's hollering for a 7. That would give him a split pot here. And certainly, when you have an ace-deuce, your opponent has an ace-jack, you would love to get a split pot and get your money back and say, whew, let me not do this again.
course, he'd love to spike the deuce. Here's fourth street.
Well, a 3 comes off, so we are down to the river.
Ben thought that was a deuce for a second.
Sick, dude.
Sigh of relief there.
Well, Pat needs a deuce to win the pot. He would get a split pot if a 7 or a 3 comes off any other card, and he's going to be out in 5th place.
The dream's still alive. It's coming down this card. Can he get lucky? No.
Well, the 5 of hearts comes off. That's going to do it for the pro out of St. Louis. Pat Walsh is going to finish in 5th place. Still gets a nice payday of over $310,000. So Pat Walsh picked the wrong time to make a move for all his dough.
Quite a gentleman, a big effort, but it is over for him. We are down to 4. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
When I hear my name announced,
in seat 5, Mike Sowers.
We're walking on stage. Probably gonna feel a little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. Hopefully once I sit down at the table, all that'll go away and we can just play poker, but until then, it'll be really nice just to get that 15 seconds of fame for just making a WPT final table.
Welcome back to the LA Poker Classic, and that is the online kid, Mike Sowers, now our chip leader with close to $5.8 million in chips.
In 2nd place, the Las Vegas Cash Game Pro, Ben Wynn, with about $5.3 million in chips. And in 3rd place, WPT champ Chris Karagulian going for a 2nd title tonight.
Action on Cornell Simpan, quickly folds. Chris Karagulian with King 9, just calling.
Small.
And Mike Sowers says all in with an 8-7. Look at this pressure.
Chris Karagulian limped in with a King 9 of clubs out of the small blind. Mike Sowers took advantage of his chip count and position, moved all in, and forced Chris out.
There's no money in the pot, man.
Now, in my view, Chris should have raised himself with the King 9 of clubs.
Should have made it 300, and I would have.
Chances are he's going to win the pot rather than lose it.
WPT champion Chris Karagulian now is the short stack, a little over $1.3 million. This is getting interesting. And the Houston Bandit first to act here, Cornell Simpan. Got an ugly looking 10-4, doesn't play that. And now Karagulian also folding.
Well, we're around to the blinds. And this is the real battle of the blinds, folks, because these are the 2 massive chip leaders with 4 players left. The 22-year-old's going to raise it with ace high, makes it $300,000 to go.
Into Ben Wynn. And he's got an attractive queen jack of diamonds.
Certainly got one of those hands you want to see a flop with. He's got position on the youngster.
A raise.
But forget about calling to see a flop, Vince. He's coming right over the top. He's just going to tell this kid, look, you know, you're going to raise me, I'm going to raise you back. Don't mess with me. You want to fool the guy that's got a lot of chips? Okay, let's go.
He wants to just run over that cap and glasses of Mike Sowers. It looks like an additional $600,000.
Nice raise, Ben.
Well, he said it exactly right. It was a very nice raise by Ben Wynn right there to take down that pot, to force Mike Sowers out of the hand.
I'm just glad you're sitting to my right, not my left.
Yeah.
Because it'd be the other way around, I know.
Ben is just saying, I like my position on you.
Come on now.
I want to rough you up. These guys are both happy because they're both the chip leaders at this point.
Yeah, I'd say you got the best position on the table.
Yeah, I do. I feel like I do. Actually, I know I do.
Blinds are still 50 to 100. Action going. The 22-year-old Mike. This time he looks down at the wired pair of 3s here. Not bad in a 4-handed poker game.
Well, he's going to raise it again, Vince. $250,000 this time.
Been out.
I'm all in.
Wow. Cornell Simpan is going all in with an ace-3 here.
Karagulian out with an ace-deuce of clubs.
Do you have another stack of green, or can I see them all?
I got 6.
Have 10-9 of diamonds
It's
again?
going to cost the 22-year-old about another $1.2 million to make this call.
With Mike's hand over his mouth now, it almost looks like some type of large bug. You know, you just see 2 eyes, just 2.
You can't see his eyes. He's got the 99-cent sunglasses on and the 75-cent hat. But right now, it's about $1.2 million to him to make a call here.
Just the kind of disguise that you'd almost see a Michael Jackson wearing, you know. I don't know.
Oh. Well, he's going to lay the 3s down.
Yep.
Well, Cornell is going to show him a 3. And you can see That makes the youngster wince because he knows whatever that other card is.
Nice hand.
He was a big favorite to win that pot.
We're not the only ones gambling anymore.
With that pot, the antes are going up to 20,000.
I had threes.
Jolly laugh. That was, and the blinds are going to be 60 and 120,000. Price of poker going up. Action going to the WPT champion, Chris Karagulian, going after his second title here tonight.
And Vince, I'll tell you, it looks like all these guys are going for that title and that first place prize. Nobody seems fearful about going out next. They're just trying to gather chips and take home the big bucks and the trophy.
Chris is folded, and the online kid, Mike Sauer, is going to raise with a queen jack. 320,000 to go.
Oh, Vince, he's raised a couple pots in a row and it's backfired on him.
Ben Wynn has mucked a king 10 awfully fast. Gets out of the way, and Cornell with a 9-8.
When you come over the top of somebody and get him to lay one hand down, if you try it the second time, they may get stubborn and call you here. Cost him 200,000 more to make the call here, and he's doing it. So we're going to have a flop. Cornell with the 9-8, Mike Sauers with the queen jack of clubs. Oh, it's come 9-5-5. Great flop for Cornell.
Check.
He's going to check.
Oh, but Mike is not going to bite. He checks as well. Turn card coming up.
Now a third 5 comes out there. So Cornell has a full house.
Check.
He has checked it. And Mike Sauers wisely checks right behind him again. River card jack of diamonds.
Check.
Cornell checks.
Boy, this is just horribly misplayed by Cornell Sampan.
Well, indeed it is. Now Mike bets 500,000 on the river. Can't imagine you're going to lay down 5s full of 9s here.
No, I can't either.
He's going to make the call.
Yeah.
Well, he is not going to like it.
Boy, look at that wince. He's hating himself right now, but he deserves to hate himself. Awfully played.
On the turn, you just can't give your opponent a free chance to catch an overcard that could beat you. That's exactly what happened, and it cost him.
He out-tricked himself there, and Mike Sauers is now, once again, the new chip leader. And right now it's on him again.
Oh, he folds.
Yep, Ben Wynn going out as well.
I'm all in.
So the battle of the blinds here, and Cornell Sampan moving all in here with the queen 8 of clubs.
I call.
Well, Chris Karagulian read him perfectly there. Made the all-in call with the ace-9 offsuit, and he is well out in front right now. He just suspected that Cornell, after losing that last pot, might be making a move with anything here. Called him with the ace-9, and as the cards lie, he's about a 3-2 favorite to double up here. And ace comes right on the flop. Well, it's come ace-queen 10.
A little justice for Karagulian, hitting the aces.
Well, Chris over a 3-1 favorite now to win this pot. Double up and be in good shape to capture a second WPT title. Got to dodge a queen or an 8 or 2 running clubs. Oh, a queen comes right off on the turn. Vince, that is heartbreak at the moment for Chris Karagulian. Tough luck for the WPT champ.
Awful. That is as bad as it gets. I can't believe what we just saw. Just a brutal turn card.
Well, with one card to go, Chris must catch an ace to win this pot. A 7 comes off. Well, you see the celebration and ecstasy of Cornell Sampan and the deflation and dejection of Chris Karagulian.
Always a gentleman. Going to pick up 430,000, but he is out in 4th place.
This WPT champ will have to wait another day to capture his second WPT title.
We are down to 3 players at the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour. Oh, boy.
I love the LAPC because it brings players from all over the world to Commerce Casino. We're the largest poker casino in the world with over 243 tables. And there's more action here than any place in the world. This year's attendance at 696 entries. First prize will take home just over $1.6 million and a WPT title, which also includes the fame of winning an LA Poker Classic. Look at what it's done for Antonio the Magician, Gus Hansen, Michael Mizrahi, and Phil Ivey. I think you truly become a superstar after you win the LAPC.
We are back here at the LA Poker Classic. It is poker heaven here at the Commerce Casino.
Well, no question about it. We always have one of the biggest events on the World Poker Tour here at the LA Poker Classic. And Vince, obviously the cash games downstairs are the best in the world. Players love it here.
Right now we have 3 players going after $1.6 million.
Huge difference between first and third place, over $1 million in real money.
Action going to Ben Wynn. He's our chip leader. He has $5.8 million. And this time he has a Jack 3.
He is going to raise it. But right behind him, Cornell Simpan picks up an ace-queen.
I'm all in.
He's gone all in for $2.6 million.
He should.
2.6.
The online kid, Mike Sowers, with a pair of 5s.
I'm all in.
Says he's all in.
Well, Ben Wynn quickly folds his hand. Well, I can't believe this play by Mike Sowers. And I say that because the button raised, the small blind moved all in.
You never lose a race, don't worry.
You've just got 2 5s. The best you can be in is a race situation. But remember, the button could have still acted behind him when he went all in. He might have had a big hand. Let's see if it works out for him. Well, it's come ace 4 deuce. Cornell has taken the lead with 2 aces, but Mike Sowers can catch a 5, and a 3 would give him a straight.
Now Cornell, the Houston Bandit, out in front with the aces. Would love to double up.
Everybody on their feet.
4th Street coming right up.
Mega bucks on the line. Well, the king comes off on the turn, so we are down to the river. The 22-year-old must catch a 5 or a 3 to win this pot. Otherwise, Cornell is going to double up.
But the online kid getting chips out to pay him off already, it looks like. Doesn't like his chances. River card coming up.
Well, it's a deuce. So Cornell Simpan in ecstasy here.
Now, yeah, he is higher than Amy Winehouse in a hot air balloon, and he should be doubling up in a huge moment.
If Mike Sowers doesn't win this tournament, he'll look right back on this hand and say, you know, I should have thrown those 2 5s away. I don't like that play at all. I don't mind moving in with the small pair, but I don't like calling somebody who's moved in on top of you, especially when they came over the top of a razor already.
Well, Mike, he's 22 years old. He might not even be thinking about that. Playing by guts alone. And this time in this hand, he's got a pair of 4s.
Well, the 2 5s burned him last time. Let's see what happens with the 4s.
He's going the button. And he's getting chips out to raise. Going to make it 300,000 to go. But this could be bad timing because Ben Wynn with a pair of queens. Just incredible.
Well, Vince, it's like Mike Sowers is getting punished for the way he played those 2 5s in the last hand.
Raise.
By the poker gods here.
And Ben says, I'm going to raise. Ben's parents in the house.
And let's see how much more he's going to bet. And it looks like he's going to make it a cool $1 million, meaning it's a $700,000 raise. Well, Cornell looks at nothing.
I'm all in. Call.
Wow.
And quickly, Mike Sowers goes all in again.
Well, the online kid played that awfully fast.
And this time, unfortunately, he's looking at an overpair. So it could be back-to-back disasters for the 22-year-old. He needs to catch a 4 here. Otherwise, it's tapioca pudding for him. Well, it's come Jack 9-8.
No luck for Mike Sowers on that flop.
Just a moment ago, he was our chip leader, Vince. Now he could be out in 3rd place unless he catches a 4. 2 running cards to make a straight would give him a split, but that doesn't happen as the jack comes off on the turn. We are down to the river. The 22-year-old pro that just recently had the chip lead is going to be out in 3rd place unless he can catch a 4 at the river.
Yep, they've been playing for 5 days. He's going after millions here, and now he has a 2-outer to stick around. He can't even look anymore. River card coming up.
Well, a king comes off. And Vince, I don't believe this hand is the hand you can really fault him on. But the one where he had the 2 5s where the button raised it, the small blind moved in, he didn't have to get involved in that pot. It cost him a lot of money. He's going to take home over $650,000, but still probably a disappointing 3rd. A great young player, but could learn from his mistakes tonight.
Mike Sowers out in 3rd place, $654,000 he has picked up. We are down to 2 players.
As is the custom on the World Poker Tour, when we get down to heads-up play, we have our money presentation. So show us the money!
Yeah. And out come the beautiful Commerce Casino girls with a huge amount of cash. Look at this, Mike.
Oh, Vince, over $2.5 million they're putting on the table right now. Incredible money. Now out comes the customized WPT Tiffany bracelet that goes to the champion.
Well, the blinds are going up. The stakes are huge. 2 players going after $1.6 million. Stay tuned. We're coming back with the start of the heads-up action in just a moment. Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. We're into heads-up action. The blinds are going up to 125, 250,000. Ben Wynn, a tournament rookie, actually has the chip lead with $8.7 million. Cornell Simpan, the Houston Bandit, with $5.1 million. First-hand action's going to Cornell. He has an ace-5.
Just incredible stories here. This guy, Cornell Simpan, got in this tournament by winning a $1,000 satellite. Ben Wynn playing in his first ever $10,000 buy-in tournament. Vying heads up for this title. Incredible.
They both just called us, and the flop comes up ace, 10, 4. Nice for Cornell, hitting the pair of aces.
Well, Cornell's got top pair. Ben's got bottom pair.
Yeah, Ben checked, and a bet now of $500,000 by Cornell. And Ben's not going anywhere. He's making this call. There's Irene, that is Ben's girlfriend. And the turn card will be, it's a queen, making queens and 4s for Ben Wynn.
So Ben Wynn is now out in front with 2 pair. He checks it. That Cornell Simpan looks back to see what color his ace is. He does have the ace of spades, so he's got top pair and the nut flush draw and checks. And now the king of spade comes off. He's got the ace-high flush. Well, action is on Ben Wynn. So Ben's 2 pairs just shrunk up considerably, but he must not think so because he's betting $500,000 here.
Into Cornell's cinch hand. He's got the ace of spades.
He looks back to make sure of it, Vince. That's a bit of a tell, wouldn't you think? Now, you know he's going to raise it. Yes, his opponent could have the 9-jack of spade and have a straight flush, but if he does, good luck to him. You're never throwing an ace-high flush away when there's no pair on the board. Well, he's going to raise it $1 million more. Well, Ben lays his hand down. So Cornell Simpan drawing first blood here in this heads-up battle.
Well, I'll tell you something. If Ben had bet on the turn like he was supposed to with his queens and 4s,
the worst roll card you could put out.
You know, the money would have been all in, and that would have been a huge double up for Cornell because he's not going anywhere with aces and a 4 flush.
Well, Vince, he could have saved $500,000 by not betting on the river.
Well, he's taking a shot. The guy doesn't have a spade. That's the style he kind of plays. All right, right back at him on Ben Wynn.
Picks up a nice hand here. Got a pair of 10s.
Quality hand. And he's getting the chips out.
$575.
$575,000 is the bet.
And the Houston Bandit Cornell.
All in.
He says all in with an ace-4 hearts.
Call.
Well, he's quickly been called by Ben Wynn. And folks, this could do it. Ben Wynn has him covered in chips. If his 2 10s stand up, he'll be the LA Poker Classic champion, winning in the first ever WPT event he's ever played in, Vince. What a story that is.
So what do you think is going to be the flop? 10 of hearts?
Let's make it interesting. 10 of hearts and 9 of hearts. How about that? Make it interesting.
Make it interesting. Cornell's got the ace-4 hearts. Over $700,000 in real money, the difference between first and second place.
Did Cornell get out of line?
Ace-high's a good hand, heads up as well, but right now he's beat. He needs some help. Let's see if he can get it. Well, a great flop for Ben Wynn. His 2 10s well out in front as it comes 8-6-4. Cornell's paired the bottom card. Right now he's got to catch a 4 and ace or 2 running hearts to make a flush to win this pot. He said destiny was on his side. He felt to win this tournament. Well, he's going to need a lot of destiny to win this pot, Vince. Well, he might get it. 8 of hearts comes up on the turn.
That gives a 4 flush, though, to Cornell Simpan.
That's what I'm talking about. He can now catch a 4, an ace, or a heart. All of those cards will win it unless it's a 10 of hearts, of course, which would give Ben Wynn 10s full.
If Cornell doesn't get lucky, though, Ben Wynn, 30 years old, will become a new WPT champion, a millionaire on the World Poker Tour. Can he get this card?
He's got a dodge an ace, 4 heart.
No!
Oh! Absolute devastation.
It's just not supposed to happen that way.
Wow, well, Vince, perhaps destiny is on this guy's side as he hits running hearts to make a flush to stay alive.
Ben Wynn beside himself, pain and loathing in the Commerce Casino. Stay tuned. We're coming back with more action on the World Poker Tour.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour. It's heads up, $1.6 million to the winner.
Massive money here tonight.
We have seen a lot of drama and a lot of drawouts at this final table in the LA Poker Classic. No doubt about it. The tournament's still up for grabs. 2 guys left fighting it out.
Yep, and the Houston Bandit, Cornell Simpan with about $12 million, and Ben Nguyen down to $1.2 million.
Well, just took that devastating blow a moment ago where he'd have won the trophy and the title.
Come on, man.
I call.
Here he moves all in with a Jack-9 of hearts.
I haven't looked yet.
Cornell has called in the dark, and that's $1 million call here. He's got a 6-deuce offsuit. Vince, you just wonder, would the guy put another $1 million in there if he'd have peeked at his cards here instead of stacking up his chips?
This is so sick, man.
Well, he plays by his intuition, his destiny, and right now, is he right? Horrible starting hand, but you never know with this guy.
I would have mucked it and saved the $1 million, but let's see if it works out for him.
And he's exuding confidence. Could this be the one that takes home a title? There's the flop.
Well, it's come 9-4-4, so now he's going to have to catch 2 running cards to win this pot. As Ben Nguyen has flopped 9s and 4s.
And he looks, he doesn't look happy. He's just still punchy from the last few hands.
Well, a 5 comes off. Here's one of the running cards. That means a 3 would give Cornell a straight that would win the pot and the tournament for him.
Almost like Ben is expecting to lose here. He really is.
Well, if a 3 comes off, he will lose.
Can Cornell hit his hand? No.
10 comes off. So Ben Nguyen doubles up. He sits back down. He's still in this thing.
He's kind of surprised, it looks like.
Vince, I think people were expecting the 3 to come off the way things have gone at this final table.
All right, so Ben Nguyen got a double up there.
So much they're playing for. The dream of a lifetime to capture a WPT title, to say nothing of the $700 and some thousand. That's the difference between first and second place.
All right, the play goes to Cornell Simpan.
All in.
And look at this, is going all in with the King 5 of clubs.
Call.
And Ben with an Ace-9 has made the call. Big opportunity for him. He's a favorite.
Well, again, Ben Nguyen has the best hand. And if this hand holds up, he's going to have over $5.6 million in chips and be right back in the thick of things here. If Cornell can outdraw him, he'll be our champion. Here comes the flop. Well, flop comes 10-5-3. Again, Ben Nguyen out flop. Just incredible.
Cornell just getting the 5 when he needs it. He's out in front. Complete devastation there for Ben. Here comes the turn card.
Well, a 10 comes off. Means we're down to the river. Ben Nguyen must catch an ace or a 9 to stay alive in this tournament. Otherwise, Cornell's prophecy of destiny on his side will ring true.
He is 1 card away from the championship and $1.6 million, and he's done it.
It's a 4th spade. And Vince, I believe Cornell Simpan is a prophet. He said destiny is on his side. Destiny was definitely on his side tonight.
A total moment of glory for Cornell Simpan. $1,686,000.
Well, you see the devastated look in Ben Nguyen's face, but Vince, the guy played great poker. Just wasn't meant to be for him tonight. There is our champion, Cornell Simpan.
I haven't sucked out yet.
Picking up me today, huh?
Come on now.
And here's to the winner of the LA Poker Classic, Cornell Simpan. For Vince Van Patten and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Mike Sexton saying thanks for watching. And until next time, may all your cards be live and your pots be monsters. I don't understand what this is for here.